Dear students, we are discussing the differentiation, and in this topic we have already discussed the concept and some questions. Now today we are going to discuss some questions related to the differentiation with the help of first principle. Let us start the questions. The first question is, here we have fx is equal to x cube minus 27. Now we have to put x plus h on the place of x. We have here x plus h whole cube minus 27. Now expand this by using the relation a plus b whole cube, that is the x cube plus 3x square h plus 3x h square plus h cube minus 27. As we know, the relation used for the first principle is d dx fx is equal to limit h approaches to 0 fx plus h minus fx whole is divided by h. Now replace the fx and fx plus h by these two values. We have here d dx x cube minus 27 is equal to limit h approaches to 0. Fx plus h is x cube plus 3x square h plus 3x h square plus h cube minus 27, and the minus fx is x cube minus 27. So we have to replace here fx by the x cube minus 27 whole is divided by h. Now we have limit h approaches to 0 x cube plus 3x square h plus 3x h square plus h cube minus 27. Now open the bracket by the minus sign. We have here x cube minus x cube, and minus minus turns to plus 27, and the whole expression is divided by h. Plus 27 and minus 27 are cancelled out. Similarly, x cube and minus x cube both are cancelled out. In the rest of terms we can take the common h. We have here 3x square plus 3x into h plus h square. Out of these three terms we have taken h as common, divided by h and h cancel out. Now extend the limit, means we have to replace the h by 0. We have 3x square plus 3x into 0 plus 0 square. These two terms turns to 0, and hence we have the result 3x square. So the derivative of the x cube minus 27 is 3x square. This is all about this question. Now the second question is fx is equal to x minus 1 into x minus 2. Multiply these two expressions. We have x square minus 3x and plus 2. Replace x by x plus h. We have here x plus h whole square minus 3 into x plus h plus 2 x plus h. Now expand this relation by using a plus b whole square. We have x square plus 2x into h plus h square minus 3 into x becomes 3x minus 3 into h becomes 3h plus 2. Now we can write the relation used to find the derivative from the first principle, that is the d dx fx limit h approaches to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h d dx. F of x is here x square. We can write also the x minus 1 into x minus 2, the initially given the function and is equal to limit h approaches to 0. The f of x plus h is here this expanded form, that is the x square plus 2x h plus h square minus 3x minus 3h plus 2. This is the value of f of x plus h, and now the value of fx is this expanded form, x square minus 3x plus 2, and the whole expression is divided by here by h. Now open the bracket, we can write here x square plus 2xh plus h square minus 3x minus 3h plus 2 minus, open this bracket, becomes x square plus 3x and minus 2. The whole expression is again divided by h. Now minus x square and plus x square are cancelled out, and minus 3x plus 3x and plus 2 and minus 2, and the rest of terms are 2xh plus h square minus 3h, and the whole term is divided by h. Now we can take the common h here, so we have here h 2x plus h minus 3 divided by h. H and h cancel out, we can put here h is equal to 0. On extending the limit we have 2x and this h becomes 0, so we have only 2x minus 3. This is the derivative of the second question, x minus 1 into x minus 2. Now we can solve the question number 3, third part. Fx is equal to x plus 1 divided by x minus 1. We can write here f of x plus h. On replacing x by x plus h, we have x plus h plus 1 upon x plus h minus 1. Now the first principle, d dx fx is equal to limit h approaches to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Replace here fx, limit h approaches to 0. Here f of x plus h is x plus h plus 1 upon x plus h minus 1 minus f of x is x plus 1 divided by x minus 1, whole is divided by h. Now take the LCM, we have x plus h minus 1 into x minus 1. Now multiply these two terms, so we directly multiply x plus h plus 1 by x. We have x square plus xh plus x. Now the same is multiplied by minus 1. We have minus x minus h and minus 1. Apply the minus, and similarly we should multiply these two terms. So we first multiply by the x. We have x square plus xh minus x 1 into x, this is plus x, and 1 into h becomes h plus h and minus 1. Students, as you know that we are having numerator and denominator on the numerator fraction, but in the denominator we are having only numerator, so we should write 1 to make it as a complete fraction. Now we can write h approaches to 0. See here, we can cancel out x and x, minus and plus. The rest of terms are x square plus xh, also cancel out x by x minus h and minus 1. Open the bracket by minus, we have x square minus xh minus h and plus 1 upon x plus h minus 1 into x minus 1 into, now write the reciprocal of 1 upon h. Cancel out the x square minus x square plus x square minus xh and plus 1 and minus 1. We have here limit h approaches to 0, minus h and minus h becomes minus 2h upon x plus h minus 1 into x minus 1 into 1 upon h. H and h again cancel out. Now 2 1 ja 2 minus 2 and extend the limit, so we replace h 0 by on the place of h. We have here x minus 1 and into x minus 1, that is minus 2 upon x minus 1 whole square. This is the derivative of x plus 1 upon x minus 1 by the first principle. The next question is fx is equal to minus x whole raised to minus 1. We can write this as equal to 1 upon minus x. So it's very easy question, and now replace x by x plus h. We have minus, you can also write the plus minus minus 1 upon x here, x plus h. So it is the very easy question and you can very easily solve the problem. So I think that you will try to solve this question and we proceed to the next question. The fifth part is the fx is equal to sine square x. Now we can write f of x plus h is equal to sine square x plus h, and the relation for the first principle is d dx fx is equal to, now replace the values of fx. We have sine square x is equal to limit h approaches to 0, here sine square x plus h minus sine square x upon h. As we know that the relation sine square a minus sine square b is equal to sine a plus b into sine a minus b. Using this result we can calculate the value of sine square x plus h minus sine square x. This is becomes as here we can see that a is just correspond to x plus h and b corresponds to x. We can write here these values. Now x plus h minus x and plus x cancel out, and the result is sine x plus x becomes sine 2x plus h into sine h. So we can write the value of sine square x plus h minus sine square x directly, sine 2x plus h into sine h. So here the next step is sine 2x plus h into sine h divided by h. Now using the algebra of limit we can write here sine 2x plus h. Spread the limit for these two functions separately. We can write limit h approaches to sine 2x plus h into limit h approaches to 0 sine of h upon h. Extend the limit for the first part. Here we can replace h is equal to 0, so we have sine 2x, and for the second part the value of this one is 1, as we know that the limit x approaches to 0 sine x over x is equal to 1. So same thing is here, that as in the relation we have to. So the result is, final result is equal to sine of 2x. So the derivative of sine square x is sine of 2x. The next question is root cos x, fx is equal to root cos x. Now we can write fx plus h is equal to root cos x plus h, and now replace these values in the relation. For the first principle, we have root cos x is equal to limit h approaches to 0. F of x plus h is under root cos x plus h minus fx is root cos x upon h. First of all, we have to rationalize this part. To rationalize this part, we must multiply numerator and denominator by root cos x plus h plus root cos x upon root cos x plus h plus square root of cos x. So we have here limit h approaches to 0. Now we know that a minus b into a plus b becomes a square minus b square. So on squaring this part, we have cos x plus h and minus cos x upon we have h into square root of cos x plus h plus root cos x. Now we can apply the relation cos c plus not plus minus cos c minus cos d is equal to minus 2 sin c plus d by 2 into sine of c minus d by 2. If we write minus here, we must write here c minus d. If we put plus here, we should write here d minus c. Now the expression we have cos x plus h minus cos x. Now replacing c by x plus h and d by x, we have minus 2 sine x plus h plus x. X plus h on the place of c and x is on the place of d into sine x plus h on the place of c and x on the place of d. Now x and x cancel out. We have here minus 2 sine x plus x becomes 2x plus h upon 2 and into sine h upon 2. So we can write here limit h approaches to 0 minus 2 sine 2x plus h upon 2 into sine h upon 2 whole is divided by h into square root of cos plus h plus square root of cos x. Here we are having sine h upon 2, as we know that the limit x approaches to 0, sine x over x is equal to 1. If we replace this relation in this relation x by h by 2, then we have here h by 2 approaches to 0, sine h upon 2 upon h upon 2 is equal to 1. This is the 2 on the division. On taking this to right hand side, 2 into h, 2 into 0 becomes again 0. So we can write h approaches to 0. So here we are having h approaches to 0 sine h by 2, but here we are having only h, while we should have h by 2. So to make it h by 2, we must divide and multiply it by 2, and 2 and 2 are cancel out. Now extend the limit and we can write here minus sine 2x plus h upon 2 divided by cos x plus h, sorry this is wrong, under root cos x plus h plus under root cos x and into limit h approaches to 0 sin h upon 2 whole upon h upon 2. So we have taken these two terms simultaneously here and all rest of the terms in the first part. So extending the limit, we have minus sine, here we have to write the h is equal to 0, so 2x plus 0 becomes 2x upon 2. Similarly in the denominator, when we put 0 here, we have x plus 0, it becomes log root cos x plus cos x, and the value of this term is 1. 2 and 2 cancel out, and the final result is minus sin x upon on adding these two same results, we have 2 under root cos x. So the derivative of this huge question is minus sin x divided by 2 root cos x. Next question is fx is equal to tan root x, and on replacing x by x plus h, we have f of x plus h is equal to tan root x plus h. Now replace these values in the relation. For the first principle, we have tan under root x is equal to limit h approaches to 0 tan under root x plus h minus tan under root x upon h. To solve this question, we have to use a relation that is tan a minus tan b divided by 1 plus tan a into tan b is equal to tan a minus b. On having cross multiplication, we have tan a minus tan b, that is equal to tan a minus b into 1 plus tan a into tan b. Now using this relation for tan a minus tan b, we can write the tan root of x plus h minus tan of root x is equal to, now you can see that a correspond to root x plus h and b correspond to root x. Replace here these values of a and b. We have tan root x plus h minus square root of x into 1 plus tan root x plus h into tan root x. Now replace these two values in the given equation, given expression. We can write here tan x plus h minus tan root x is this one, tan square root of x plus h minus root x into 1 plus tan square root of x plus h and into tan square root of x, and the whole is divided by h. Now we can multiply and divide by the root x plus h minus root x into root x plus h minus root x. Why we have multiplied and divided by this term? As we know that the limit x approaches to 0, tan x over x is 1. So on the place of x we have here root x plus h minus root x. To make this relation, we have multiply and divide by the same. Again, now the value of this one terms becomes 1. Here we are having square root of x plus h minus root x. To rationalize this one, we must multiply this by root x plus h plus root x upon root of x plus h plus root x. To make the calculation easy and smaller, size of question is too very small, to we are just doing these thing in the one step. Now we can write the limits for each term separately. We can write tan of root x plus h minus root x upon root x plus h minus root x, this one, into limit h approaches to 0, 1 plus tan square root of h plus x plus h into root x. This is this second term, and the third term. Now multiply these two terms, limit h approaches to 0. On multiplying these two terms, a minus b into a plus b, we have a square minus b square, and a is under root x plus h. On squaring a, we have x plus h, minus on squaring b, b means root x, we have x only. On these two terms multiplying, we have this upon, we have h, and this term root x plus h plus root x. We know the value of this term is 1. Why? Because the limit h approaches to 0 and tan x upon x becomes 1. As the result, we have written already tan x over x is equal to 1. So the value of this term is 1 into here. On extending the limit, now we have to replace 0 on the place of h. When we replace 0 here, we have root x plus 0, that is root x. So we can write this in this manner, tan root x and into root tan square root of x. Now in the third step, these two are cancelled out. We have limit h approaches to 0, h upon h into root x plus h. H and h cancel out. We have, on multiplying these two results, we have 1 plus tan square root x, and on extending the limit here, we can replace 0 on the place of h. X plus 0 becomes root x plus root x becomes 1 upon 2 root x. As we know, 1 plus sine square theta becomes sec square theta, so we can write here sec square root x into 1 upon 2 root x. This is all about this question, the derivative of tan root x. I think that this video will more powerful, more helpful to you. Please give your comment, and so that I can make myself better for you. Thank you.